What happens when you have a vulnerability in one of your giblets? This is a real story. Happened to me, dealt with this last year. It was a lot of work, but I learned some really important lessons. We all learned some really important lessons from it. I work on the Azure SDK for C++, and we had a dependency on a component named OpenSSL that had a critical vulnerability. Now, we didn't have any vulnerabilities in our code to our knowledge, but this vulnerability affected our customers because they depended on us, and we depended on a component that was possibly vulnerable. MSRC reached out to us, told us that we had a vulnerability that we needed to address, and we went to talk to them and we said, but we don't have any binaries to compile. We don't ship binaries to customers. The customers compile our code, and the customers will compile their code with the platform's OpenSSL or their own OpenSSL. We don't have control over that. And that caused some consternation because most of the processes that MSRC at the time was dealing with had to do with code that was compiled in our development systems or in our build systems, and then the compiled binaries were shipped to our customers who would then include that in their applications or whatever, but it was all about compiled code. They really didn't have processes at the time to deal with how do you mitigate source code that has a reference to a vulnerable component. So over the course of several weeks, we worked with our package management team, the VC package team. We worked with MSRC. We worked with a whole raft of partner teams, and we came up with a standardized set of actions and a communication story for how it is that we would communicate to our customers how they can mitigate this particular vulnerability. And now, fortunately, after all of this work, we have a coherent story for how to mitigate giblets when your own code is a giblet, when we are source code, and there are vulnerabilities in our customers that our customers have to face and have to resolve. Now we have a communication story that can resolve that and help our customers be safe.